Well, it's time for the fifth principle of how to raise a fabulous family. And I have First Lady with me this morning. Always makes me look better. Always makes me look better. And we're going to deal with the fifth principle of how to raise a fabulous family, raising Cain. Raising Cain. Well, there's a TV series on it as well as in the scriptures, and that's about raising Cain and Abel. But we're going to get into that a little bit. But before we get into that, we got some things we want to do. First of all, it's been a wonderful 2 weeks going over our book. Here it is, How to Raise a Fabulous Family, and that is we call it family-ish. And there are five principles that we present. We started out with grace, intentionality, intimacy, and then we went into empowerment. And now it's all about life lessons. Life lessons. You said that at the same time I said it.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to give a little input. He wanted me here, so I have to say something every now and then.
Yeah, coerce. This is not First Lady's. This is not what she would love to do more than anything in the world. Not be on no social media. But this morning it's about us being here together. Because for one, I want an objective person to pull names. It's time to pull names. And because we don't have all the names in here, we're going to pull names next week too. Yeah, what do you think about that? We're going to pull names next week too. So we're going to pull 3 names. We said if you put your email address in the chat area, we're going to put it in here. We're going to pull names. We're going to give away 3 books today. Now, you already know that if you go on Amazon, they're already out of stock. It's flying off the shelf. Don't you be late. Go ahead and get your order in so you can get it. So don't be late. It's How to Raise a Fabulous Family. Principle number 5. Life lessons. Raising Cain. Raising Cain. Well, before we get into that, how about y'all ready for First Lady to pull names? Show me. Put something in the chat area. Show me that you ready for that. Let's do this. Okay, you ready? Okay, here we go. Drum beat. Okay. Kim Yates Enlow, Carrie Kenman, whatever that is for the email address. We got the email address, and that's Kim Yates Enlow. We're going to send you a book. You get a free book of How to Raise a Fabulous Family. We call it Family-ish. And, they're out of stock, but you're going to get one. And go ahead and put your order in right now, though. We're going to go one more. Y'all want to do how many more? 2 more? 2 more. Okay, here we go. All right. You said?
Tarisha Roberts.
Tarisha Roberts. Come on. Don't hate. Y'all stop hating. Because your name hasn't been called.
We told you last week now.
Don't hate.
Disclaimer, we're not responsible for your attitude. Okay?
Don't hate. Congratulate. You could win next week, especially since we didn't get all the names in there. So we're going to go one more, and then we're going to get into the manna. This morning. Come on, your name is going to come up. Here we go. All right. Okay, you want to read that?
Yvonne Frazier.
You are a winner. You are a winner. All of you all are winners. And because it's been so great going over the highlights of this book, I'm going to autograph copies of my book this Sunday after worship in both services 8 and 10. And given that I didn't get all of the names in time, we're going to pull names again next week. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, I don't know. It might be random, but we are going to pull names again. So put your email address in the chat area and you can win a book too. Well, It's all about raising Cain, learning from life lessons. Let me read a little bit. It's kind of the setup, if you will, the preamble, if you will, of our morning manna. You know, we always give you the text to talk and the takeaway. Page 43, this is what it says. Nowadays, some parents say, I won't teach any beliefs and I'll let the kids work them out on their own when they become adults. I won't make them go to church because I never liked it when I was made to go to church. I won't make them do this or that. I will let them develop via their own choices. That, First Lady, is a recipe
For total disaster.
total disaster. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, what I want to say to you this morning is we have to learn that life is going to come our way, our kids' way.
Absolutely.
If you keep living, life is going to happen. And
ready.
if you don't teach them life lessons, they're going to be out there without a life vest, without a life jacket, no anchor.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's going to be harder on you because you're going to want to try to rescue them. Whereas if you do this up front, if you teach them life lessons up front, you will have to deal with it, but it won't be as bad.
There's not enough glue to keep your heart from being broken in enough pieces if you don't teach them life lessons. There's not enough money to get them out of the trouble that they would get into if you don't teach them life lessons. So let's deal with raising Cain. Here's the text to take away. The text is 22:6. Proverbs 22:6. Start a child off on the way they should go. Start a child off on the way they should go. Here's 3 things we want to talk about that particular text. The first thing is we let our children choose their own agenda. Where in the world did that come from? We let them choose our own agenda. Go ahead, First Lady, because you can see we live here.
Yeah, when you let your child choose their own agenda, it is a recipe for creating a monster. Because when you start out letting them create their own agenda, what happens is we become their friends instead of their parents. And when we allow them to create their own agenda, I'm not going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. You can't tell me what to do. When we allow them to have their own agenda, they turn into monsters, and later on you can't do anything to control them.
Can't do nothing with them.
You want the bishop to help you. You crying crocodile tears.
Pray for me.
Pray for me. Help me. Again, you give me some advice. We're trying to prevent that from happening up front. Giving them some boundaries, not their own agenda.
So you can't let them teach their own agenda. Here's the second thing. We have gotten to a place where we let our children choose their own gender. That's right, I did say that. Do you realize that's what's happening right now in some school districts and in our country, that we are permitting children to choose their own gender? In other words, you're not a male yet, you're not a female yet, and this confluence of gender selection is causing them to be all over the map, not being grounded in the Word of God and grounded in the truth of who you are. You were born a particular way. Now, are there issues along the way sometimes? Yes, there is. But to then say to a person that is not fully developed, a child that is not fully developed, a teenager that is not fully developed, you have to understand that even in your young adult, are you fully coming into who you are?
Right.
So then to say to a tween, choose your own gender? No, the devil is a lie.
And you know what you're saying to them? You're saying that God really made a mistake. He really didn't know what he was doing. You do not put God in a good light when you allow your child to choose their own gender. God doesn't make mistakes. He created your child a male, he's a male. He created a female. She's a female. He did not make any mistakes.
Choose their own gender, and then we go along and let them choose their own associates, which then affirm the bad choices that they've already made. Their own agenda, their own gender, and then their own associates. Do you check your children's friends? I ain't talking about just their Facebook friends or all of that. Do you check that, their friends, their associates? Do you check their phones every now and then? You bought it. You paying for it. Are you checking it to see about it? Because if you're not, that's a recipe for disaster. You're going to raise Cain.
That's right. That's right.
You're raising Cain.
That's right. That's right. And your children they're easily influenced.
Exactly right.
They're easily influenced, and if you don't monitor the friends that they have, the people that they associate themselves with, they can become a bad influence on them. So and which creates a division between you and them. That person in the middle that's trying to influence them over here has their ear.
Exactly right.
And it causes conflict in the home.
Causes conflict, and then you have to understand something. When our children were teens, most parents we knew permitted their children to have apartments in their room, microwave, TV, phone, any and everything they wanted in their room. We to this day, our children have never had a television in their room. We watch television together. We watch television together. I check their laptops. I check what they listen to. So you cannot permit them to have their own agenda, their own associates, or choose their own gender. What's your takeaway this morning? What's your takeaway this morning? First Lady, you want to give them the takeaway this morning?
The takeaway is to begin to teach your children how to know that life is going to happen, that there are lessons that they need to learn. First of all, that prayer is key to their life. If they don't know that they can pray when they get in certain situations, then that right there all by itself is a problem. So we really need to teach our children, not let children's church teach them for that 1 hour, 1.5 hour on Sundays, even if you make them go. But we have to take responsibility for teaching our children life lessons in the home.
Life lessons is this. I wrote it down.
Hey, okay. Well, that's pretty much what I said. Life lessons.
Life lessons begin with you teaching them.
I just took the long way around. I just went around the mountain, came back, went the scenic route. I saw what you put up there.
Hey, you guys have a great weekend. You have a wonderful weekend. I got a word for you on this Sunday. I am talking about all about how you raise a fabulous family. Family Feud is the message, and we're going to be signing books after both messages, and God bless you. Have a great weekend. If you can't come, watch. We'll see you Sunday, 8 and 10. Bye.
Bye.
Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself.